Welcome to More Patients, More Impact, More Income, the podcast for real holistic medical practitioners who want to grow their high-impact, high-income practice without selling out. And now, here's your host, Chris Axelrad. Welcome back to More Patients, More Impact, More Income. You're listening to the second part of The Secret to Stealth Influence. Let's jump back in.
The second thing is there's a lot, I talk to people all the time. And of course, I have my War Room program where I help people deal with this and overcome this block of people stopping, treatment. And a lot of patients will come in and they're either skeptical or they doubt you. They just feel something isn't quite right. How do I know this? Because it used to happen to me. See, I'm just like you, and I've gone through various growth stages to get to where I am, and I no longer have this problem where people are skeptical and doubting and really questioning me. And what happens is we want results for our patients. And we think that we only have a certain amount of time to get those results. And we become impatient. And when we lose patience, we lose our connection to this center, to this eye of the hurricane, to this central force, this gravitational pull. We lose connection to it as soon as we lose our patience. Because loss of patience is really about a desire to escape the limitations of time. Bottom line is, your patient's healing process may take many days, many weeks, many months. And when you're not able to stay in that, just really it's a state of infinite patience. Like literally you would wait forever if that's what it took. I know that in the field that I practice, which is fertility, that's about 70 to 80% of my patients. And all of them want to be pregnant tomorrow. And it's always awesome when we get someone in and they, within 3 or 4 visits, they're already pregnant. That's amazing. But sometimes it takes 3 months, 6 months, even longer. Why is it and how is it that we are able to have them keep coming and coming and coming? And it's not even just the fertility patients. We have patients that come in who have just hot flashes. We have patients who come in, they're dealing with sleep problems. Patients that are dealing with IBS. And a lot of times those conditions respond really, really fast. Yet they keep coming. And it's because we are perfectly patient. We're never looking to be in a hurry. We never feel this sense of urgency around what we're doing. Just being totally present to them as they are. It's really easy for us to start pushing our patients to have results because we're going to feel better about ourselves if they get better. In a way, we take the process away from them. We're really, in a way, taking their freedom away from them. Because really, the bottom line is, it is up to them. In our medicine, yes, we have tools, and absolutely you can use needles or use body work or give herbs or do whatever and facilitate changes to happen in their body, for sure. There's no doubt about that. But they are the ones that are allowing that change to happen. The change is happening in their body. Why is it that one person doesn't respond and another person does? It's not because you did the wrong treatment necessarily. It's because the one person was open to responding and the other person was not. Whether that means that they were in a state of fear, they couldn't let go of the anger, the tension that was holding that state in their body, versus the other person who is able to relax and trust and allow flow to occur. Very important. Very, very important. So be patient, be present. There's no need for you to feel this sense of urgency and rush, especially in our field of holistic medicine, because people aren't coming to us with life-threatening conditions where seconds matter. Like if someone walks into the emergency room and they're having a heart attack, yeah, you got to hurry the fuck up, because if you don't implement certain things within a certain time frame, it's going to be really, really bad, right? In our case, we're seeing people who are in chronic states of disease, chronic states of imbalance. And honestly, they have all the time in the world for the most part. And that's kind of the problem to begin with. They could stay like that forever. They could stay like that for years and years and years and suffer. So our job is to be patient and lead them out of that. And I know a lot of you have had the experience where maybe you've had someone come in who had migraines or who had a lot of stomach issues, and things got cleared up really fast because you gave them certain medicines or did certain techniques. But then a few months later, they come back because it's back. And all that means is that we relieved the symptoms, but we did not address the root. To address the root and to really help somebody change requires tremendous patience. So be patient. Don't be in a hurry. And what will happen is you'll notice that people will actually just follow your lead on that. And that's exactly what they need to do. That's probably, in the cases of chronic illness, that's probably what they need more than anything else, is patience and calm in the face of their situation. The last thing is there's this core limiting factor that keeps people from being powerful, influential, and life-changing transformational healers. And there's a really, really fast way to break free of that limitation so that you can have that power and that influence, and you can be that life-changing force. And it's really, really simple. And I alluded to it earlier, is to remember that everybody who comes to you, while they have pain in their body or they have pain in their mind, because some people, it's not a physical pain. Like fertility patients are that way. It's not really a physical pain. It is an emotional pain. And obviously something is not happening that means a lot to them. The desire to have a child and having that child is so meaningful to them, and it's not happening. And it's extremely painful emotionally. And then there's people with anxiety. There's not really a physical pain per se, although we can have anxiety arise from biological sources and from sources that are not directly related to the nervous system. Gut problems can lead to a state that then can feed a vicious cycle of anxiety. There's all kinds of things. I could go on about that forever. And then, of course, there are the people who are having physical pain, maybe chronic reflux, chronic migraines, recurring IBS, neuropathy, joint pain, and they just can't get rid of it. So it's important for us to focus on those things. What I'm about to say doesn't mean that you would ignore those things or pretend they don't exist. And you would never tell a patient this, what I'm about to tell you, but it's important for you to remember it. And it is important for you to always come back to this and stay grounded in this if you want to develop this power of stealth influence. And it's this, to always remember that pain, no matter what it is, that pain represents some way in which they are losing alignment with themselves. That what patients really want, aside from relief from their pain, what everybody's looking for is to be free of self-created suffering. What everybody's looking for is to go home, to feel that sense of calm and peace and tranquility within themselves. And so you may not be able to fully relieve their pain right away. You may not ever be able to do that. I'll tell you that there have been many people that I've worked with in the realm of fertility who never did get pregnant. That pain was never fully relieved. They never did have a child. But by staying focused on and being that, and just really, again, staying focused on my mission and my purpose, which is to help them reconnect with that innate creative spark within themselves. And if that ends up becoming a baby, great. And if it ends up leading them in another direction, that's great too. So by staying in that place where I'm focusing on that, then I become, in many ways, a gateway, a guide, a facilitator, an influencer for them to make that next step on their journey. And that, to me, is the most powerful thing we can do, because we really can't control the clinical outcomes. Any doctor, any practitioner who tells you they have control over the clinical outcomes is just, lying to themselves or lying to you, or both. Because even the greatest neurosurgeons, heart surgeons, the greatest acupuncturists, the most powerful healers understand that no matter how great their skill is, sometimes people just don't get better. No matter how advanced the technology is, sometimes people just don't get better. And that's because in some way, and it's not like it's their fault, and it's not like they're doing it on purpose, but something within their mind, their subconscious mind, their emotional state is not allowing that healing to take place. And it's okay. That's not a judgment. That's not me saying that they deserve that. It has nothing to do with that. It's just that we can't fully understand or ever know why one person heals and another person does not.
If you're ready to fill your practice and keep it full without the stress and overwhelm, then get instant access to your free Autopilot Patient Attraction Playbook now at www.highimpactpracticesystems.com/autopilot.
So in conclusion, the bottom line is I just want you to understand how important this is. And it goes so far beyond just the marketing. But what I just talked about, these three things, okay, and I'll recap them for you again. Number one is your most powerful way to amplify your influence is to gain self-influence. So really, the foundation of stealth influence is self-influence. Just remember that. That's a good mnemonic for you, okay? Calm down. Learn how to hold that state within yourself. Loving kindness, mercy, calm, peace, tranquility, okay? The second thing is when you develop infinite patience and you're not in a hurry anymore, and you don't feel this urgency, this rush to get results, and you're just hanging out, and you're just being that light. And yes, you're doing all you can to help your patient, but you're not forcing it, and you don't feel anxious about it. You'll start to find that people keep coming back. You'll start to find that people start referring to you more. And finally, you really want to be that life-changing, influential force in your community. You need to get over the limiting factor, this idea, this concept, that people always want the result that they say they want. In other words, it's true, yes, ideally, the person with chronic knee pain, they want their knee to feel better. They want the pain to go away. It may never happen. But if you are that force within their life who brings them that little extra amount of joy, that little extra amount of peace, and helps them feel better on a spiritual level. And yes, you still try to help them. You still try to help them get to where they have no pain. But if you just focus on being that light for them, then you really start to amplify your impact. Not only on them, but the people that they know, the people that they talk to. And as a result, potentially hundreds and even thousands of people feel your influence in small ways and even sometimes in bigger ways, because you are focusing on the truth that all of your patients, regardless of their condition, are all really suffering from the same thing, which is a lack of connection to who they truly are. Just remember that. So that's going to be all for this training. And I want to invite you, if you would like to get my help growing your practice, like I talked about earlier, we have all the mechanics in my program. We have all of the lessons on how to set up ads, how to create free talks and promote those talks. And the talks are designed to attract people to you who are really looking for help and who resonate with your message and what you want to bring to your community. All of the how-to steps are in there. I'll teach you the meditations and the rituals that I use to stay in a state of inspiration and motivation for myself so that you can feel that same fire and that same purpose that will propel you forward. Also in the program, we have very clear copywriting training that's easy, that teaches you how to write in a way that attracts people to you so that the copy on your website and the things that you generate and the content that you put out there has impact and influence. So you don't have to put tons and tons of content out all the time if you don't want to. You can generate a lot of traction with just a few key pieces of content. And I even teach you some of the key types of blog posts and other things that have the most impact in my experience. There's also a whole section on how you talk to the patients, and there's scripts on how you get patients to book out without being pushy and salesy. And this whole onboarding process that I call tribal initiation, which really is a process of, it's not even a sales it is a sales process, because the bottom line is we do have to sell what we do, but it's a sales process that it's not predicated on persuasion and pressure. It's a sales process that's a very natural process of leading people to recognize that they really do want your help and to make that commitment and to say yes out of a sincere desire to work with you. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you learn how to do that and you learn how to do it consistently, and my training teaches you a very clear and simple process that you can just rehearse and master, just like you would master an instrument, just like you would master any skill. This is something that is really easy to learn and really easy to replicate and duplicate. And actually, it's easy to teach if you have associates and employees, we have the scripts in the training that you can let them use as well. So it will definitely increase everybody in your practice. It will increase their ability to have this stealth influence that I'm talking about. When you initiate the relationship with your patients with this kind of tribal initiation process that I'm talking about, it's a very powerful frame to begin your relationship. The level of trust that is built up is just incredible. It's just amazing. It feels so good and generates tons of referrals. And then beyond that, once you've got the copy and you've got the ads and you've got the patients coming in that resonate with your message, and you're bringing those patients in on this very clear frame of trust and inspiration, and you really start to build traction in your market, then you've got to have strategies to grow your practice. So I teach you how to hire the right people who are going to help you on your mission, teach you how to bring in associates and how to, really talk to and teach those associates how, and lead your team so that you are all working towards the same goal and really building a powerful practice that becomes a beacon in your community of hope and inspiration and transformation for so many people in your community. In my clinic, we have 3 locations. I'm in the process right now of working out, waiting on a proposal on a 4th location, and we see 200 to 225 patients a week pretty routinely across all 3 locations. And I have 3 associates, and we have a blast. Is it always a walk in the park? No. Are there challenges? Hell yeah, there's challenges, and sometimes it is stressful. But at the end of the day, I keep coming back to that well of inspiration, to those waters of purpose and joy of doing the work that I love to do every single day. And that's how we grow our practice. That's the fuel. Just like the light at the center of this galaxy, the joy and the purpose that you work with, that's the fuel that begins to build that momentum, that gravitational pull. And you begin to live your dream. So I have the blueprint for you. You won't have to figure everything out on your own. I'll even work with you one-on-one. I'll give you an action plan that's going to help you to know the right things to do for you. And from there, you'll be able to communicate with me when you have questions, when you need help. And I'm going to make sure that you get the support you need, that you don't just get thrown into this training and then it's like sink or swim. No, that's not how we roll. It's a 12-month membership as well. So you have 12 months to be part of this and to really get to know the community and really get the transformation that this community provides. And put yourself in an environment. This environment is second to none. This environment of success and mutual support. So it's all there for you. And if you want to talk to me about becoming part of it, let's talk about it. It's that simple. It's not a small investment, but it's not unreasonable investment. I make sure that the program is very well staffed, that I have the help I need to make sure that you get the support you need. And I make sure that I have the resources I need so that you get the support you need. So this program is not cheap, okay, but it's not prohibitively expensive. It's something that if you're ready to make an investment in yourself and really ready to grow, that you will be willing to make this investment. And I promise you that once you're in the program, you will not regret it. You will not regret it. All right. So that's all I got for tonight. Thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure sharing this with you. I wish you all the best, all the blessings. Keep being out there. Be that force for people to experience and reconnect with the truth of who they are and the power, their own power to heal. If nothing else, I hope that's what you learned today.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.